Awesome. So I'll try to keep it in English so that majority of the people can understand, I believe.
Yeah, sure,
Majority
bro.
of the majority of the individuals are Indians, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's begin. Hi everyone, this side Shivam, and as you can see, majorly, um, currently I'm working as a developer relation at HeLa. And in case if you've got any questions, anything, post the workshop, you can always scan this QR code and connect with me over the Telegram. And yeah, there we go. And as it is not an interactive session, so but still, I would love to take few seconds on this particular slide and make you walk through with it. You can always, interact with me over in the comments. And so my foremost thing that comes in, what if nobody could ban you from the apps you love? And the notion comes with describing the centralized and the decentralized structure. And I believe the you people are participating in the hackathon, so you are really the fanboy or fangirl of the decentralization. And even a few people are not participating in Web3 track, so this is the main workshop or main session, you would say. You are going to be FOMO'd after why you people are not building on Web3. So with that, a small example, a small doubt that I want to pin in your heads is you've been using Instagram, right? LinkedIn, Twitter, all these centralized platforms, and the owners always try to give you a thought around that you are the owner, you are the author of that particular account or the profile that you have. But is it the same case? Do you feel still? Because one report and your account is gone. Um, and there are numerous of things that happens on the centralization app. This is the classic one, which you also face sometimes when you are talking with your friends, and suddenly you start seeing all those advertisement coming on your mobile screen. Somehow, some way, Google listen to your all your conversation. So that's also one pretty big example of why you don't need centralization in certain part where the data is concerned. Now, I'll keep that questions bombing up in your hand while I'll come on the part wherein we discuss about the internet we deserve. And from that, my scenario comes on the part wherein we live in a world wherein there is a enough of the power, there is enough of the authority, at least with us, with our own identity, that we govern that sole identity or the sole authority of the data that belongs to us in a way we actually want, rather than people giving us a false hope or a false imaginary hypothetical world wherein we are the owner of that data. Now, with that comes up our chain called HeLa chain, and majority of those of you who opted for building on HeLa might be thinking around, when we have so many layers around, why we need that one more new layer? And the concept that comes, or the prospect that comes and brings HeLa into the main play, is many chains focus on saying that they are building for the masses, but in actual, there is very hard truth or very less truth to that statement. Now, I just want to take you a quick moment and think about it. Majority of the chains have their native token, which is market volatile token, which means if the market is high, the prices are gonna be high for the gas fees, or for the any transaction that you are doing, you have to pay a higher gas fee. And if the market is down, you have to pay lower gas fee. Maybe relevantly that much small that you don't even bothered about. But now to give you a more context around this particular part, I want you to take a moment and think a classic example of ATM machine. Now, when you go there and want to withdraw money, suppose the market volumes are high, now you and that ATM machine run on Ethereum. Now, when you want to transact that amount, let's say whatever it is, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, you are going to be charged more than 10%, 20% of the fee just to make the transaction possible. And if the market are down, if the markets are not so much roaring that time, you might not even have to pay 1%, 2% fee on that same amount of transaction. And that what brings HeLa as an L1 in the picture. We are one of the chain which is a stable coin bag, which means in our execution layer, in our native layer, the native token that we have is HLUSD, which is a stable token, which means the prices remain constant. So now when you are going to pay for any possible transaction, you are well versed with what is the amount of fee that you are going to charge, which makes it a very classic example for the consumer side depths or for the applications which has a consumer side of utility. That's the first and the foremost, I would say, why you should build on HeLa and what kind of apps you should build on HeLa. That is consumer apps because the things are going to be stable. The prices are not going to be, heavily fluctuated during the markets or the market condition. It makes it a very proper and stabilized chain, which enables you to build consumer side of apps. Not just that, but even if you have, certain curiosity around building agentic AIs, HeLa is the perfect chain to build those sort of things on HeLa. Why so? In a very short time, I will be making you walk through with the layers that we have under HeLa architecture, wherein we have a AI layer which makes it very much possible for you to build any type of agentic LAN or agentic AI with a very less frictions on it. Now, okay, that's the feature. That's what you are getting an ultra edge when you are building on HeLa. But what else? Then we also say we focus on the modularity, which means I hope many of you come from a computer science background, and we all have heard about this modularity concept, wherein we create the code in such a chunk where it can be utilized or reutilized without creating any much problem or any kind of friction on other side of codes. Wherein it simply means you can change in a certain part of architecture in a certain part of layer without changing or without interfering with the other layers, so that other things keep on running the way they are functioning right now. Apart from that, we also focus more on the interoperability, privacy, scalability, and simplicity. And the classic example for you to understand what, even if like I wonder, like you been reading a couple of documentations, couple of examples with respect to understanding what interoperability is, but this is one of the classic examples that I have utilized in many of the workshops, and I would love to give it a thought to you people as well. Might be it become very easy for you people to tell your mom then what actually interoperability is. So think of it like a Flipkart points if you have utilized those, or maybe if you have ordered a certain amount of pizza from Domino's app, you see there is a 6 slice cycle. So once 6 slice cycle gets completed, you are able to book or order a free pizza. Same goes in the Flipkart ecosystem. On every buy or any purchase, you get Flipkart coin, which you can reutilize to buy something on Flipkart. But this cannot be utilized on Zomato. You cannot utilize the Flipkart coins on Zomato or Flipkart coins on any other ecosystem. So think of like if Flipkarts get integrated or a certain tech work starts working behind Flipkart, wherein it makes it a feasible for you to utilize those Flipkart coin on Shopify, maybe on Zudio or on other apps from where you can buy other things which are not under Flipkart ecosystem. This exchange or this feasibility of buying anything from multiple ecosystems is called interoperability. Now comes on the consensus part. So we utilize two types of consensus. One is proof of stake, second is BFT. And to give you a much more brief understanding around what POS is and BFT is, so POS stands for proof of stake, which essentially mean the people who are having a stake on chain, they are having a certain leverages over the chain. But to ensure that everything works under control and under security, we have also put it BFT. So think of it like you are going to appoint a classmate, okay, and that classmate is going to be responsible for managing the WhatsApp or becoming the admin position of the WhatsApp group so that the decision can be made faster based on there. And the classmate that you are going to choose is going to choose on the base of the track records they have in the past, be it academic, be it other things, whatever you want to consider. That depends on you. Now, BFT come as another group of friends or another group of people from the same classroom or maybe a committee which keeps a check whether that admin is performing their duties in a rightful manner or not. This essentially makes the chain much more secure and a very best example for the privacy. Modular approach is something that I've already shared with you, and also the stablecoin we have already covered. Now, I would love to share more context around in through documentation, I would say. And hopefully my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So once you go, so if you are starting, click on start building now, then you will be redirected. Oh, is it? It's one screen. Give me a moment. Share screen, window, share.
And Shivam, maybe one of the hacker is having some doubts regarding the deployment. So we have shared the link. Maybe he can join live and ask his doubts. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, cool. In the
Um,
meantime, we can proceed with what we are doing. Nice.
Okay, awesome. So once you go on this website, simply HeLabs.com and click on Start Building Now, you will be redirected to these wonderful documentation that we have in the place to support you throughout your builder journey. So as I was talking about HeLa chain, so it's one of the next generation L1. Okay. And as I mentioned, it's mainly there to create more real world adoption or a consumer side of apps. Now, when we say it follows the modular approach, it means it follows the modular architecture that separates concern across multiple specialized layer and which ensure obviously so why we need the modular code cases because so that we can create high performance and increase the flexibility and also innovation becomes much easier because we don't have to interfere with the other part of the code that is running at the time. Similarly, we do have four layer under the architecture. One is execution layer, Second is the consensus layer. Third is the guardian layer, and the fourth one is the AI layer. And as states, execution layer is basically responsible for processing smart contracts and transactions, which utilize stablecoin as a gas piece. As previously mentioned, we utilize HLUSD, which is our stablecoin, as our native token, which is working under the execution layer. Now the comes as a consensus layer, which ensures the network security and the agreement on the state of the blockchains remain in a rightful manner. And then third layer that we have in the place is the guardian layer, which ensures the security and integration framework that empowers users to monitor the network, earn rewards, and also unlock deep functionality with respect to the dApps. The fourth and the foremost layer we have in the place is the AI layer, as also we call HeLa as a AI first native chain, L1 chain. So yeah, with that comes our fourth layer, which is AI layer, which provide access to on-chain AI services, decentralized GPU resources for computation, and also secure storage for trained and raw AI data. So that's about more and more quote unquote about HeLa. It's an EVM compatible chain. So whatever you have built across EVM ecosystem, you can simply bring that code and with little to zero changes or modifications, you can deploy it on the HeLa chain. And we do support all the existing Ethereum based tools and integrations. We also support Solidity, Hardhead Foundry, and all things that are operational on EVM based ecosystems. We do have that. Um, I would say the adaptability to that. And now this is the HLUSD, which is a synthetic dollar of HeLa chain, which also operates under the ecosystem native layer. We do have also plans for releasing other currencies with respect to the euro, Singapore dollar, and Indian rupees, so that the dream of making it a real world chain or the consumer first chain becomes much more possible. So it's not just in the talks. We have put it in the documentation, which means it's a somewhat a closer future to us. And you this these documents are the perfect place for you to go through with the certain sets of benefits, the programs that we have in the place. For example, if there are projects, if there are dApps
Excuse me,
who
Shivam.
hold HL.
Yes,
So
excuse me.
we
Yeah.
we were on this particular part wherein there are lots of incentivization, not just for the people who are building on top of it, but also for the people who just casually wants to show certain trust by staking in it. And yeah, so maybe if you are a project or if you are a dApp and somehow you are watching this video, then there is a part for you wherein you can get a 4% airdrop allocation and token of appreciation for supporting and growing the HeLa ecosystem. And then I would say, so this is basically a core structure of how the stablecoin governance operates. Who is the initiator, what kind of roles we have, what kind of access they have with respect to the capabilities they enjoy, um, and the kind of actions, how to set roles, mint, burn, whitelist, all these six, seven things we have in the place. We also have an insurance policy with the HeLa chain, wherein the HeLa token, the TG is going to be soon. The expected, I don't have the expected date with me, but it's going to be super soon. Maybe in this year, you can expect a TG coming in for the HeLa chain. So we do have a certain, I would say, the benefits not just for the people, but also for the people who are relying on us. Uh, so there are things that you can go through with to have a better, more understanding around the concept. Then I would say for these are the network endpoint information. So you can you require, in case if you require any of the information, you can go through with this documentation. And if you are building a project on testnet, you can simply click on this faucet link, or even on Discord you can go through there and get some HLUSD for yourselves to try and see around the ecosystem. Then the most and the foremost part, which is the architecture for the HeLa, which consists of about four major layers, as we discussed previously as well. Um, you can go through with these documentations to have more understanding around how the consensus works. And as we also discussed around, we have the POS and then BFT under the consensus layer, which ensures that there is no bad guy involved on the chain and makes it much more secure comparatively with a malicious behavior or attack, I would say. Then here we have the runtime, certain runtime informations that you can check across, and the block time that we have is about 5 seconds. We have just recently updated the documentation, so it will take a day or so to get into the final layer. So you will be able to spot from here. And then um, talking about, in case if you are the very first beginner or the developer who want to try out certain things by building your own dApps on the chain. So the documentations are made with keeping in mind that the people even coming from the non-tech world can go through with these documentation and try that out or build a small dApp for themselves. So we had a documentation with Remix, we have a documentation with Hardhat, we have also a documentation with Foundry. Under the Remix documentation, we have what we try to build is a token, something like a Bitcoin but on testnet, which don't have utility as in such, but in case if you want to create something like, or something, a token under, maybe in your friend circle, maybe in your community, um, so this can be one of the way to develop a simple token on HeLa chain and utilize it for whatever the meaning that you provide to that token, and whatever the way you try to utilize that out. That can be made. It's quite simple. You just have to copy two pieces of code. One is here, another one is the deploy script, and simply just you have to follow few more instructions. And I think by sixth step you are able, yeah, within 5 steps you will be able to deploy your own first dApp on chain. So that's the beauty of these documentation. Otherwise, we also have the HeLa developer community here. You can always feel free to join the Discord in case if you face any kind of problem alongside building any dApp over here. Although these are the basic ones. Through Foundry, there is a splitwise app. Um Over here as well, you just have to copy paste the instruction as given. So this will help you to simply put it up your first step, which is a splitwise app. And then yes, even for the people who are for the very first time, um, creating their MetaMask, setting a custom network. This is the full guide with every single step. We try to make it very much concise and clear, so that people who are following it even for the first time, they are able to do it flawlessly. There are other supported wallets as well, which is OKX, trusted wallets, and other wallets which support the MetaMask RPC API specifications. They also get supported by the HeLa chain. And in case if you are interested in the nodes, so we do also have a certain documentations on node. You can buy the Guardian node. There are certain benefits you probably get um, for having the Guardian node, and the type of NFTs you hold, which come along with the Guardian node, which give you a special access during the course of airdrop. Apart from it, we do also have a grant program that is currently running, wherein in case if you are existing project, existing DeFi, or any consumer app, you can apply for the grant program. We have currently 10 million fund to support the developers out there. And for more further information, you can access this page. More things in detail is already been listed here. Otherwise, also you can connect with us, connect with the team over the Discord or the Telegram. And the last but not the least, the developer support. So we are super active on Telegram and Discord. So even if you want to try something out on the testnet or on the mainnet, we have a lot of room to discuss around the grants, the type of programs that we have in the pipeline where we can make certain synergies, which can be a positive net sum game for you. And for the people who are the creators, for the people who are the love of the community, who do things just for the sake of community, we do have a couple of things in the pipeline for you as well. One such thing is the advocacy program that we are going to launch super soon, wherein we are going to select certain regional advocates or the advocates from India who are going to further, skyrocket the entire ecosystem. And if you people by chance are hearing from the outside international borders as well, we also have that ambassador program, both curated for the both side of it. It's not just one program heavily focused on a certain metrics to for the which compromises of dev or community leaders. The way we structure the program, advocacy program, specifically address the needs for the devs to grow under the Web3 ecosystem, and also skyrocket the HeLa ecosystem at the same time. And along with that, we also have the community side of it or the creator side of it, where we address their needs in the very specific and particular way through which they can also grow in the Web3 ecosystem, and also in case if they want to grow out in their career as well. So there are roots to it. So that's all about HeLa ecosystem in one-on-one. And I hope, really hope the documentations really help you to build whatever you are building or whatever you're shipping. And in case if you face any problem, we are always there to support you in any form or any way. And we are also currently running the university meetup series. So in case if you are interested in hosting a meetup series in your college, do ping us. We can figure out the possible synergies with you. There is also one more announcement, which is a global hackathon that is also going to be live super soon, wherein we will be having the prize pool of $2,000, which is a 1,68,000 sum in rupees, where you can come and build whatever you want. It's a much more open track. And if you have plans to build on mainnet, then we do also have a certain plans wherein we can engage in a much more fruitful way. with the developers. So that's all in all. And yeah, I would say, in case if you have any queries, you can ping me in Telegram or even in the Discord as well. So that's all. Now, would love to address any queries, in case if you have one to address here.
Wonderful. That was a wonderful workshop. Uh, Covering everything about HeLa from the starting till the beginning and covering all the visions as well. So, in the audience, if you have any questions, Sharmeen and Walt, please ask.